Hi everybody, my name is Katie and I use she, her, or they, them pronouns. I want to start by acknowledging that we are on land that was taken from the Dakota and Ojibwe peoples in the state of Minnesota. Today we're going to be learning about something called diaphragmatic breathing. This is a really cool technique to use when you're stressed, when you're nervous about something, or when you just want to bring the emotional intensity of something down a little bit. It's also great to do before bed to kind of help you relax. Or if you're ending a shift at work or getting off from school. So let's start by learning what the diaphragm is. It's a muscle and it sits here. So it's this big dome-shaped muscle that sits kind of right underneath the lungs. And this is the muscle that we use for breathing, the biggest muscle that we use for breathing. When we move our diaphragm down, which we don't think about most of the time, it just happens automatically, our lungs expand and fill with air. When our diaphragm moves up, we breathe out. What's really cool about this muscle is that if we learn how to use it intentionally some of the time and start taking really deep breaths that move our diaphragm down, that has a really incredible effect on our nervous system. So using diaphragmatic breathing and these slow, deep breaths where it feels like your air is moving into your belly, that actually slows your heart rate down. It decreases the chemicals that cause stress in your body. It can actually lower your blood pressure. It makes your oxygen levels go up, although most people's oxygen levels are fine. But it does all these really cool things for your body and actually helps your body move into this relaxed state. So it is a great trick to use. That's why all over the world you'll hear people who have like just breathe as a mantra. And it's really referring to this diaphragmatic breathing that we know stimulates this relaxation response in the body. So to start, we can be either sitting or laying down. First, I'm going to demonstrate sitting, and then I'll demonstrate laying down because sometimes it's a little bit easier to get the hang of it laying down. I'm just sitting on a pillow, nice and comfortable. What you're going to do is start taking breaths. Take one breath in and feel the hand on your chest really rise. Right? Like I feel most of the air from that breath going up here in my chest. Try it again, but try to keep this hand on your chest still. And you want all the air to move this hand that's on your belly. So you should feel most of the air moving on that lower hand and not so much through the chest. It can be a little tricky to get the hang of, but once you get the hang of it, the diaphragmatic breathing is really moving the air deep into the belly, a deep, slow breath. You'll see my chest rise a little bit, but you should feel it really on your belly. So take a couple of minutes. If it helps to keep your hands there, that's often really helpful in the beginning. Just breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. The air moving deep into the belly. One thing you can do if you're having trouble, I'm going to just reposition so you can see me laying down. But if you're having trouble, you can kind of position yourself. I've got bolsters that you could use a pillow. Like you can put a bolster under your feet like this or a pillow under your head. Lay down. And you can see me laying here. You can try the breathing again. Sorry, my dog hears a person apparently. Hopefully you can't hear him. Put one hand on your belly and one up here on your chest. And laying on your back, pay attention to where that breath is going. Your goal is to direct your air into your belly. It's often a little bit easier to get the hang of this initially when you're laying on your back. Once you've kind of got it down and you can really feel like you can tell when that air is going into your belly like we want with diaphragmatic breathing, then you can do it in any position, sitting, standing, moving around. Just keep taking those practice breaths, really getting the hang of moving the air into your belly and trying to keep this hand on your chest still. And that's really it. You can stay practicing as long as you want. One thing that I think is really helpful is doing, maybe 10 deep diaphragmatic breaths. So counting backwards from 10, taking them nice and slow. Another thing that some people like to do is count their inhales and their exhales. So when you're breathing in, count to 4. When you're breathing out, count to 6. Trying to make your exhale just a teeny bit longer than your inhale. All of those things are strategies that we know will kick our body into that relaxation response. So use the diaphragmatic breathing whenever it's helpful, before bed, before a sports, big moment, like, you're at the starting lineup for track or something, or before you're going to do a performance with piano or a musical instrument. Anytime that the stakes are a little bit high, you can use this exercise to kind of calm down and kick your body into that relaxation response. So it's there whenever you need it.